What's poppin', man? It's your homie Bang, man. Back with another motherfucking Boo Bang Theory. Got some talking points and shit. Get back on this topic called uh, religion, church and religion, right? So last time I stopped this thing, I think I stopped on session 8. So it's gonna be session 9, right? Give me some water, man. So first off, if you close-minded or to theories or point of views outside your own, then without any consideration or considering things opposed to or outside your belief system, you will automatically shut that idea down or point of view down without even researching the information first. Secondly, if you are firmly grounded in your belief system that we are the only intelligent life or life forms, in this galaxy or in this world or outside our planet, or even in this universe, or even have the idea to consider that it's other life forms on other planets, then this is going to be hard for you to kind of grasp. If you don't believe in reincarnation, if you don't believe in reincarnation or, have an understanding of what the soul is, it's going to be hard for you to grasp this information. It's going to be hard for you to digest this information. And so, like I said, if you close-minded, and only really listen to things that, this go along with your belief system, and you're not open-minded enough to even consider somebody else's thought, opinion, or idea where they coming from, this is gonna be hard for you to grasp. So anyway, some more questions about the church, right? So like I said, I had questions in the beginning, and I'm gonna continue to have questions about this book as I do this. But one thing about this, I'm not gonna stretch this religion thing out too long. I'm about to go ahead and give y'all some pointers of what I'm thinking of and what I done found out about this book, and things that just to go do your own research on and to figure out and find out and do this own journey for yourself, right? Because that's what my book is going to be about. It's going to be about this whole thing. So I'm not going to spend too much more time on talking about religion, because I got a lot of other stuff I want to talk about, right? So probably a few more sessions of this, then I'm going to wrap these up. But anyway, 3 minutes. So they say God is a jealous God. But aren't we told that God is perfect? So if God is a jealous God, wouldn't that make him imperfect? Because to be perfect, meaning you have no flaw, right? And ain't jealousy a flaw of negative emotion, an aspect of the negative ego? The negative ego mind, ain't that egoic? Jealousy is a flaw, an emotional flaw. So, if God is perfect, how could he be jealous? Just a thought. So, a trait displayed by imperfect humans. So that's what I was saying. The aspect of the negative ego mind is a trait displayed by imperfect humans, not by gods, not by the one infinite creator. Because I'm starting to come to find out that The one infinite creator is different than the gods that we hear about or we read about in these books. The word God is something different than the one infinite creator, right? In my opinion, or what I'm starting to find out in my research. But anyway, jealousy is insecurity, aspect of insecurity. You know, it's a what I want to say, a symptom of insecurity. So they say God said, thou shalt fear me. God said, thou shalt fear me. But ain't fear the lowest vibration that we can feel in a negative emotion of feeling? So when God say, thou shalt fear me, why does God want us to be in the lowest vibration? Does that make sense? Does God want you to be in the lowest vibration? And you got to understand too, fear is the opposite of love. So many people get it confused and think hate is the opposite of love, but hate is just a symptom of fear. So fear is the opposite of love, right? So why would God want you to be the opposite of what he is and put you in a lower mental state, a lower emotional state, a lower vibrational state, the lowest vibrational state? Fear brings in everything else, right? It attracts all things negative. And so why would God want that for his kids? Why would God want his kids to fear him? Why would God, you gotta think about it. As a parent, and some people might want their kids to fear them. But as a parent, I don't want my kid to fear me. I'm a man, I don't want my son to fear me. I want my son to love me, right? But I want him to respect me. That's the main thing right there. I want you to respect me. Now, I don't want you to fear me. I want you to respect me, and I want you to love me. Because out of those two things, I get all other good things, right? But if your son fear you, then you get all negative things come from that. So you can't have a good relationship with somebody that fear you, because they never gonna show their true or speak their true emotions or speak their truth to you because they fear you. So you never have a relationship that's give and take, that's on an equal or balance. You know what I'm saying? It never will be that, because when somebody fear this other person, you gonna really nail down to whatever they want you to do. You're not gonna be your individual self. You're not gonna be you. They gonna take advantage of that. And so this guy right here wants you to fear him, and he's jealous. But ain't God supposed to be unconditional love? Unconditional means without condition, right? So when we talking about God being unconditional love, why would he want his children, his kids, to fear him if he's love unconditional? Why would he be jealous if he's love unconditional? There's no room for jealousy. There's no room for a negative trait. Love has no negative traits. It's perfect. And so in the Bible, when it says that too, right? God wants you to fear him. But in this case, in this act that God has performed in this Bible, ain't this an act of intimidation? Ain't this a form of intimidation? God's telling you that you should fear him. You should not praise no other God but him. He's a jealous God. Ain't that a form of control? And ain't that a form of intimidation? All right, anyway, so the church, man, it just doesn't instill fear and inferior thoughts, and also it instilled a sense of guilt and shame in us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the church has done from day one when you walked in the door. It had instilled this sense of fear. You should fear God. You should fear your Father and what He can do to you. It gives you a sense of inferiority. You know what I'm saying? Inferior. You know, it makes us inferior. You know what I mean? Or have inferior thoughts, or you know, to where, you know, you always wondering, can you go to God? And you know, the church act like you got to have a mediator to go to God. You got to go through the pastor. You got to go through the reverend to speak to God. You know, so you got to go to confessions or whatnot. And so, you know, they tell us that we born in sin, which you can't be born in sin if you're born innocent as a baby. You're born in innocence, pure innocence. The soul is only corrupted as we get involved more into this worldly life, right? So babies is born pure and innocent. So how could you be born in sin if you're born pure and innocent? It's a contradiction there is a conflict, you know, what they tell us. And so let me see what else. The phrase God made man in His image, right? And we come to find out in the book, the actual Bible, it don't say God made man in His image. It don't say in my or I. God say, let us. And I missed that part too the first time I said it, but I didn't really grab it at that beginning because I was so focused on when He said, let us make man in our. I was focused on the our part. But it clearly say, God say, let us. U.S. Let us make man in our image. But we got to think about it. Where does this phrase come from? Because really, nobody has actually seen God. If God is all things and all that is and ever will be, and God is infinity and beyond, right? God can't be actually one being. And so we get these images from demigods, archangels, angels, star seeds and star beings that came down here to lead man back into the light, right? Like Christ, right? And so when they try to feed us these images of what God looked like, God sitting up on a gold throne in the heavens with pearly gates, with His feet on the clouds, and you know, this man, older image of a man with a great beard or whatnot. Come on, man. God, I mean, you can see God in what way you want to, right? And He can come to you in what way you want to. But if you're looking at it at a scientific aspect and a spiritual aspect, if God is everything and all things, and God is in us and all that, and we consider God spiritual and energy, that He's everywhere. God is the universe. You know what I'm saying? The stars, the moons, the planets, the fucking meteorites, everything is God, right? So the image of a man sitting on the throne, I don't think that's it. Those more or less are the lower beings up under God, like the archangels and you know, the angels and the councils. Now they can be formed into a human form in a physical form, right? So that's when we begin to think about something in a physical form. These are maybe the archangels that people's having visions of or seeing as these high councils sitting on thrones and things of that nature, right? So I'm gonna come back with another one and do part 10, I believe. and get further into this, man. But yeah, it's your homie Bang, man. I got more questions about this Bible that I'm gonna come right back with. But yeah, holla at me. Coming back, man. Session 10. Yup.